Hi everyone, my name's Natalie and here is a kitchen cupboard, basically where we store the food, most of our food. The cupboard items, I'm going to give it a bit of a spring clean. It's been a while. Before the Christmas food shop was probably the last time that I did it, and with so many items going in and out all the time, they do get in a bit of a mess. This was even worse than I could have thought of. I'll show you in it, obviously, once we get to it. But they really needed done. And it's just one of those jobs that I seem to put off quite a lot. Obviously, keeping up with the day-to-day cleaning, mopping, sweeping, and with all of these children running around. It's these little jobs that sort of get forgotten and marks off work for the day. So he is in with the kids and I'm going to tackle this. Just a little disclaimer as well, we do live in a lived-in house. We have lived in this house for 12 years now, just over 12 years. It's private rented and that's why you'll probably be able to see, but we've got two different sideboards on there because when we had a problem with the kitchen, the landlord tried to fix the sink area. It had basically bowled in the middle. It isn't sitting anything on the floor. It's hard to explain, but it's not level, which means that the water comes off of it. So that's why we've got two different sides there. And it's actually starting to happen again. So it's going to have to be changed again because when the joiner come out, he didn't seal it all and basically didn't fix the problem. So it's still at an off level, which means that water runs onto it and it's going to have to be changed again. So these kitchen cupboards are at least 12 years old and then they weren't new when we moved in, definitely weren't new. I'd say they're many more years old than that, but we just keep up with what we can and keep it clean, and they're still doing quite good, to be honest. Another question that we get quite a lot is about the size of our house. So this is a 4-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, but it's been extended, which is quite handy because Sia uses a wheelchair, so her bedroom is downstairs. And the setup of the rooms is the two oldest girls are in a room, then you have Caleb and Logan in a room, Connor is in a room, and then the 4 youngest children are sharing a room. And then Mark and I, we are currently in the front room on a sofa bed. So that's how we are set up at the moment. It is going to change because our eldest Connor, he is going to go in with Logan, and then Corbin will go in with Caleb. So it will just be the 3 girls. This is the cupboards before. As you can see, it's a bit of chaos. There's just everything in there. And yes, we keep the sauces in the cupboards. I've seen this quite a lot where people say, oh, they're meant to be in the fridge. And yeah, we just have 2 under-counter fridges and then an under-counter freezer. So by the time that we do the weekly shop, we can't put it in the fridge. There's just no room with all the meat and everything else. And I've always just kept them in the cupboard anyway. So we are obviously looking for a bigger house and we have been for a while. We will continue to do so, and I'm guessing it's going to be a while before anything comes up. We're going to have to private rent. Every single time that we save up money towards a deposit, something happens and we end up having to go into those savings, whether it's big purchases or anything like that. And then obviously with the cost of living, we've been using some of our savings just to survive basically and just to get through. So we only have a little bit left and we need to build that back up because we will need obviously a deposit to be able to buy anywhere. Council houses, I know people think, oh, you have a lot of kids and then you get a council house or benefits and whatever else, but that just isn't true. The council don't have stock of 2 and 3 bedroom houses, let alone 5 and 6 bedroom houses. It's near on impossible to get one, and that's probably just not going to be an option. So it will be private rented again. And then the problem we face with that is because there is so many of us, landlords are just reluctant to rent to large families. And I get it, I do, but when there's a 6-bedroom house and it says no more than 6 people in the house, that is just not going to work for us. And the fact that anyway, to rent a 5 or 6-bedroom house here, it's coming up close to £3,000 a month. That's just not something that we can afford at this moment in time. There was a point at last year that we thought we were going to be able to move into a bigger house, and it's one of the reasons why we moved downstairs, but that fell through and it didn't work out. And yeah, so going forward we are just going to have to keep looking, hope that something comes up. We're obviously looking a little bit further afield, not too far though, because we don't really want to change the kids' schools. They've been at the schools they've been at their whole life, so don't really want to change that, and they have a lot of activities that they do here, so I don't really want to change that for them either. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is YouTube. So even though I have more followers on Facebook and on TikTok, I still like to do YouTube. It's like the first place that I started putting up videos, and I know there's lots of controversy about whether, you know, family vlogging, although we do some family vlogs, a lot of it's more like lifestyle type things, the meals and the food that we get. But the real reason why I actually started doing this is because we used to have one video of my mum and then some photos, but along the way they've been lost. And don't get me wrong, I know it's a completely different time, you know, it's so much easier now to take videos and pictures than it used to be. But looking back, I can see that actually I'm always behind the camera, like I'm always the one taking the pictures and the videos, and I'm never really in front of the camera. And it'd be quite nice for the kids when they're older to see that. So I need to be more consistent with that and stop hiding away behind it and instead just be there. Another thing is little things like, it's our memories. It's all in one place, and obviously I know that something could happen to YouTube and we'd lose those memories. But for example, one of the kids' birthdays, we lost all of the videos from that day. I don't have a clue why, but I swapped phones with Logan 2 weeks later, and usually it uploads really quickly. And all of the photos uploaded, but none of the videos uploaded to Google, and we pay like £20 a month between the accounts that we have for the Google storage. But none of the videos uploaded. So the only videos we have from that day are actually because it's on a YouTube video. And it's all put together in a way, you know, that we can remember the day. So it is a place to store our memories as well. So I need to make sure that I'm doing more family stuff on here, because that's what I started it for, was to keep everything in one place. And it is also an income. It's not a huge income by all means, and that's not the reason why we started out, but now my videos do get monetized and I get a little bit of money for each video that I put up, and that just helps, you know, it just helps out with the family finances. It's good to have different income streams rather than just having one or two. All of these little bits, they add up. And I realise I keep looking at the camera here, it's because I've got some, like a new attachment for the tripod, and it's meant to follow you around, so it tracks your face and then follows you around, but it keeps getting stuck. So I don't know if it needs charged more, but I was just checking that it's still there and you can still see me. But yeah, so I'm not going to lie, it's also because of the income. But the main reason why we started off doing this, if you look at our earlier videos, is it was just purely memories. You know, they weren't made in any way to try and appeal to people. It was just there for us to go back and look at. And we still do. Mark and I will sit in the evening and we'll go back and we'll watch the videos, and we realise just how big the kids have gotten. In those videos, in the first videos, I think Connor, Kiana and Logan are 5. I think 5, 3 and 2. So the difference in them, and going back over and watching the birthdays and the Christmases, and you just, even though you remember things, when you look back at the video, you can just see it all. And I know that we can do that privately, and we do, especially since I own her. I've been trying to make more of an effort to take more videos and try and be in them, because what I noticed is when I looked back, even though I've got quite a few videos of Mark and the kids, because I'm the one taking the videos, the only really type of videos and videos that I have, pictures that I have with her, are me taking selfie type videos. So that's something that I really want to prioritise, because not for YouTube, it won't go on YouTube, but just for family memories, for the kids. I want them to have pictures with me and to have videos with me, and with modern technology we get to do that now. And the thing is, a lot of our older memories, so when the children were younger, they're sort of scattered across places onto different hard drives, and then obviously the computer breaks or the laptop breaks, and now we have quite a few hard drives in the cupboard, and we have to swap them in and out to get those videos and those pictures. These last 8 weeks have been the hardest. It's been the longest time. I used to think that we didn't have much time to get everything done, and now it just seems like there's too much. Every single minute of every day goes by so slowly, and it's just part of grief, I suppose. I can't understand why the whole world hasn't stopped. Our world stopped, but the whole world hasn't stopped. To be honest, I think I'm driving Mark a bit mad with all of the things that I'm doing, but it just helps to keep busy at the moment and keep myself doing something. I know everyone keeps telling me that I need to slow down and that I'll have a burnout and I need to sit down and grieve properly, but to be honest, at this moment in time, it's just easier for me to do this, because when it comes to it and we sit down at night time, there's just a lot of time to think when the kids are obviously in bed. A lot of people have asked what happened with Iona, and we just don't know. She had her first post-mortem and that didn't bring anything up, which is why it's down as SIDS, as they give that when they can't find a cause. But they send off like blood works and things, and then we should find out in 6 months. Hopefully we will find out, because it won't make it easier, but to know what happened will maybe help a little bit. But we were all poorly. Well, half of the kids were poorly, and it started the week before Christmas, and some of them are still coughing now, and I don't know if it's this 90-day coughing or what it is, but we've never ever had an illness like it. Iona didn't seem to be too bad with it. She did have a little bit of a cough, but other than that, she seemed to be doing okay. She'd only had it for 2 days, so again, that should come back in the 6 months to find out if that illness played any part in it. I have run over that last week, that last day, as many times as I can, trying to figure something out, but there's nothing that I can see, and I'm her mum, so I'm always going to blame myself, because I'm supposed to know if there's something wrong. Thank you for all your kind messages, and just for being here, just for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and thank you for putting up with my rambling all the way through this.